Hey, Uluki, when was the first time you saw a ghost?
Oh, wow, that's a very complicated question. Ghosts, when I was younger, only from my acceptance of the world of the non-living did I come to have some ghost follow me around and follow me home. But before that acceptance of them, generally wherever I went, ghosts, spirits, demons, all them kinds of things would disappear and not like my energy. Because, I don't know, maybe they saw I would identify them or point them out to people, but I don't see a whole lot. Because they know, I know anyway, that it's all around us, and I don't need that evidence. I feel out and smell more than anything. I've smelt their life, someone's life in the room with us their whole life. So odours, your intuition, and it isn't always vision. And so as one of the more scariest things I saw as a child when I was about 5 or 4 was a birdman standing at my window, and this birdman was very tall with a bird beak and bird eyes, but stood like a man, and he was there to eat me. So whether or not he was physical or spirit or ghost, I wasn't sure, but I saw him. I was about 4 or 5.
Was he nice, or was he a nasty one?
His intention was to eat me.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And then that was about the age of 5 I saw that birdman. And as a 13, 14 year old, 15 year old, I was learning some language and some songs in one of my great grandmother's tongues, Wiradjuri of New South Wales. My great grandmother's people. And what was the question again?
I was asking you about the Birdman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you said you were 5 years old. Yeah.
So I saw this Birdman. He looked at me. He wanted to eat me. And as a teenager, I was learning stories about the bird people and about their existence and our people's old stories about them. And the bird people were one of the reasons why no one was allowed to leave the camp at night unless you were spiritually capable. Children and animals were kept very close to the camp because these bird people were hunting us.
Okay.
Or hunting children.
Wow. Interesting. What about curses? Do curses happen in your culture?
Oh yes, sorcery and curses. There's elementals. People know about elementals, people who have a certain degree of symbiotic relationship with the universal nature around us. So those who are elemental aren't necessarily those involved with sorcery. Because sorcery comes from those who are not elemental. Sorcery is used by the lesser experienced people. That's why there's no equal spiritual potential is not real. Because in our law, LORE, there's an ordinance of spiritual presence on the planet. So you go up the order for your spiritual progression, not regression. And so and that's why people will struggle with the idea of our people being called kings and queens. A lot of people go, oh, you didn't have kings or queens. Of course you did. Where are you getting your knowledge from? The world wants you to believe that we're a bunch of people operating on a collective level, coming out of the Stone Age era. But it's not true. The royalty in this country were those who operated on a spiritual frequency closer to God. in the God of all and everything, or the creator of everything. And not one God or a God, but the creator of all things across the universe as a whole. And some bloodlines here keep that original creation concept in their bloodlines, therefore their blood carries that energy through the generations, and those people are deemed as the kings and queens of their tribes, or within their kingdoms or their tribal lands.
Right. So they had the spiritual knowledge, or they have more of that.
Yep. And some people, like, there's all different terms for those people all over the world, all over this continent. Like Jaga is a term that used for lawmen in the southeast here. Some people up north, they call them Kadachiman. And they're not just men either. There's a equal set number of female to males in the shaman world here. It was the shamans who were the kings and queens here. So those who had more, not the sorcery shaman, but the word shaman here was those who vibrated with the whole spectrum in their body, from the red to the violet, where most other citizens under that in their tribal lands vibrated blue or red or green. Didn't vibrate the whole spectrum. The chakra body is the spectrum within a spectrum. That doesn't make you the rainbow. What makes you a rainbow has been born to a very specific set of cosmic rules and laws that have you in a great neutrality. So you're neither negative nor positive, not good or evil concept, because negative and positive isn't good or evil. Negative or positive is just a set of sub-frequencies and cosmic frequencies which all come through you as the 0 point in your spiritual existence. We have a 0 point, and our spirit is either up and down through that 0 point into the sub-frequencies to the above frequencies, and again, just like a rhythm or a song goes in and out of those sub-frequencies. And that's who we are. We're a song, a vibration, a 3-part harmony.
Lovely. Has anybody asked you to remove any troublesome curses or ghosts?
To a degree. Again, most of the sorcery is done by people who are not shamans or not the spiritual leaders in their groups, but rather just hurtful, revengeful humans who know the process, and they need trinkets and things. And it's funny that our elemental shamans here, they don't do mushrooms, they don't do ayahuasca, they don't need an outside element for them to operate within the universe that they operate within. They do all of that just upon thought and consciousness. No psychedelics, no esoteric drugs, nothing of the sort. No plant medicines. They exist here and were used, but they were for the common folk to have some kind of ascendant value within their lives. But those who were born to the cosmic rainbow, cosmic spectrum, didn't need any of that. And I've seen the evidence of their power. There's no esoterics involved.
Wow. So how do we get on the path of becoming a spiritual shaman?
Shaman's a very broad term. Those who call themselves shaman are not shamans, but sorcerers. And that's, I'd love for them to come and talk about that too.
Okay.
It seems that everyone wants to be a shaman. And it's made the word dirty, because a lot of them aren't shamans, they're sorcerers, and there's a difference. They're not elementals, they're sorcerers. Sorcery is a human a lower human vibrational construct. They're not higher beings, they're lower beings. So if you're into shamanism or sorcery, you are a lower being. You are not a higher being than those around you. You are of a lower vibration. That's why you need that to try to raise through the ladder.
So it's more about power
than
of the heart. Yeah.
If you live your life in servitude through your heart space, then no one sorcery is going to have an effect on you. Because your guardians will, that's nothing, throw that away and turn it away from you. And there is ways you can protect yourself. And one is by internalizing, say, a mirror to deflect and reflect any negativity against you. Send it back out and send it back to the sender. Just return the sender. You feel that you've come under attack. Ooh, just write on it. Return the sender. Thank you. Don't think about it. Don't feel, oh, why are they attacking me? Because the moment you think that, that attack gets magnified because your own panic. Don't panic. No, you just go, oh, I felt that. Right. Return the sender. Thank you. And go about the business of doing good things. People say, you know, at the event last week, people were talking about servitude to each other. And we walked out at that event on one Sunday, and then we went and had dinner in Smith Street, Collingwood or Fitzroy. And then we come out of having some dinner with those beautiful guys from the East Sadie Ranch in America, and the Edge of Wonder boys, and a few other people from the States. We come out into Smith Street, walking back down to where we were parked. And where we were parked, we had to turn around the corner, walk down the street a little bit, and there was this really rough bunch of guys sitting there, addicts, and very rough. And all I saw was traumatized children sitting there. I didn't see the addicts. I didn't see the what people would call the crooks or scum of society. I just saw some children who had been traumatized, just like I'd been traumatized through this world. And one of these guys looked at me and he smiled and said, I know you, I know you. He couldn't figure out whether it was in his dreams or on TV, or he could have saw me on the radio. Now there's a new one. But I couldn't keep going and walk past this bunch of traumatized humans. I had to stop and interact, because they saw me. And I had to turn around and say, look, I see you too, and let's interact. And I brought smiles upon these people's faces. And some of them were so traumatized, I felt funny that I was there making them feel better. That was like, they didn't understand. Like, why is he talking to us like we're human? You know? What's his deal? Where other people would walk around them and give them funny looks, and again, I just constantly see the trauma, the traumatized child inside. I want people to know that inside is their true self, is the child, and to protect that inner child. Don't traumatize your inner child. Don't abuse your inner child by letting others abuse you either, or don't neglect the inner child. Protect that inner child. And remain that inner child, and keep a sense of humour alive in yourself. A sense of humour is light. It protects you against the darkness. Lack of ego will protect you against those dark forces, because your ego will attract it and magnify curses and the likes against you, because your ego will start questioning the mind, which is an illusion. Mind is a manipulated, illusional. I'll come up with another word for the N and the D, but I've seen people actually not read the mind, but write in the mind as well. So people say, oh, I wish I could read minds. I met an old man who showed me you can write on that mind like a canvas or a piece of paper. And he said to me, son, you want a cup of tea? I said, okay, watch it, wait for it. And sure enough, a cup of tea arrived in the room. And he said, you know, what I done was I put the idea into their heads like a seed and let it grow. And as soon as it grew enough, the cup of tea arrived. And he was trying to teach me about the metaphysical world, the spiritual world out there. And when I say spiritual isn't about ghosts, cemeteries and dark alleyways. The spiritual world is all the multi-dimensions of our cosmic reality. It's all spirit. That's all spirit world, according to our people here. And according to the Bible too. When they talk of spirit, they talk of multi-dimensional realities. Yeah.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, I'll just give you much as an end or anything.
So yeah, thank you so much, Uluki, for that interview. That's a lot of good knowledge there to take
You're
from.
so welcome.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So Uluki will be one of our speakers. He'll be speaking at the Ghostbusters of Australia Conference, happening on the 21st of March at East Melbourne Library. So come and see Uluki and 4 other great speakers. Visit ghostbustersaustralia.com.au, and I hope to see you there.
Okay,
See you.
get in quick and get your tickets because they may not last. So,
Yes, please come.
and hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah. See you. Bye.
Bye bye.